considered. It's always one that I found like even. You know, there's like not even really much of a player lean.
Yeah, I think on Twitter recently I've seen like the discussion of which upper is better, Maple upper or Shovel Knight upper.
That's a really silly debate. I'm gonna be honest. They're both really good in their own right. It's like, as much as they do have a similar trait, I feel like it's really hard to compare them just because the characters are so different.
Alrighty, we got game 1 here of the set.
Yeah.
In 3, 2, 1.
Alright.
Going to Julesville, my favorite starter.
Yeah. That's how it be. I do like the fairs from EX. I think the main thing is to, whenever you get those fairs, you gotta remember you really want to take them as far as you can. I think it looks like you're doing fair 1, 2, and not just like fair 1, fair 1. So learning timing for only fair 1 is really important, but already it's gonna be a stock, yeah. That's a hard move to DI. You gotta, generally you wanna like hold down and then try to like drift away from Shovel Knight, I guess. But it's mostly just hold down and like slightly out if you can. It's just like, a lot of the moves where you're supposed to DI down, that you kind of just like get hit by them really fast. So most people have a hard time learning to anticipate it. Here we go, we got the double up air. It's just a little too low percent, a little too low in general. Yeah, ooh. That was certainly a call out. I feel like all relics are pretty good in this matchup. I'm a really big fan of Horn vs Maypul, surprisingly. I think Horn vs lightweights is really good in general. But I can see the use for gear. I think on this stage I would probably go Horn or gloves. But there are other stages where I think gear is going to be really strong against Maypul, because gear is just strong in general. Like, I feel like gear is the only stage-specific relic. Alright, trying to throw out. That's not gonna kill.
Oh! That was almost amazing. Dash attack up B. The second stun. Now, Fizzicist does have a slight mountain to climb with this deficit.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
And the up smash, taking game 1.
Mm-hmm. Right. So you said the stream tool's not really working for you right now?
Stream tool is being rather strange. Do I close it and reopen it?
You could try that. You're gonna have to put all the info in again though, but it's
fine.
Worth a shot.
Let's try that.
Right there, yeah. Honestly, I wish I had better advice there for Fizzicist. Just like, Maple's one of the few characters I really don't play much at all.
Same
and
here.
I don't really pay much attention to, so I honestly don't have a whole lot to say. I think the main thing for Shovel is like, you kind of have to go in knowing like you're gonna get gimmicked out, and you have to know like what its gimmicks are, but we're not really seeing a lot of those like offstage shenanigans from ExSenpai. Like, realistically, you don't see a lot of offstage shenanigans at recess level, because a lot of people are really scared to learn that until like closer to mid-level, which is kind of understandable. Like, I really struggled to learn, and eventually I just like started mashing fair, and I was like, oh, this is a good move. Like, it works out surprisingly well when you just start going for it, but it takes, the learning curve for Shovel Knight is extremely bizarre. Because it's like, it feels like it should be easy, but it's also really not that easy because the way you actually get rewarded as a character is like super character specific. And then eventually you realize, oh, this character has bad neutral. Oops. Maybe I actually have to use my brain a little when I play. You wouldn't think it. You honestly wouldn't think it playing against Shovel Knight most of the time, but like it's kind of like he plays a lot like a grappler. Like I think he's the most grappler-like character in this game. But in platform fight, it does kind of mean you have to make a lot of like really hard callouts.
Oh, definitely. I agree. I've spoken to a lot of Shovel Knights who believe that his neutral is really, really, really difficult.
It is, yeah. It's like because the problem is it's super linear, so actually winning neutral tends to be really difficult because most people are gonna have a relatively easy time looking out for like the basic options.
Right.
Now that being said, if you can execute on like one Ghost Gloves pattern, nobody knows how to deal with gloves, so like I guess you could maybe carry yourself by doing that.
Right.
It's not like gloves are like they're not like easy to use, but not super hard to use either. It doesn't take too much practice, I think, to like at least get to the point where most low-level players are gonna see it and just be like, oh well, I'm not beating that. They'll certainly find ways around it, but you're not really gonna do like proper love counterplay. I think it's really awkward.
Oh,
Yeah.
Scoreboard.
Is it still not working?
Yeah, it's being weird.
That's annoying. The one way that I do sometimes fix it is by closing OBS, but you can't really do that right now.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is a bit of an issue. Like I never have any issues with it when I've actually started a stream. So
Yikes.
that's really annoying. Yeah.
But
Actually, no. No, I do usually just close the stream tool and that works. I think. No, actually, no, I do close OBS.
It means they'll have to look at the HUD for the score. Yikes.
Fortunate.
Yeah. Alright, going into game 2 here in 3, 2, 1.
Alright, Rockwell it is.
Very interesting counter pick here. I think this stage is easily the most volatile stage in the entire game across all matchups.
It's Russian roulette in stage for him. I'm a big fan of it, but it's definitely a stage I think is hard to love.
Oh, definitely. It's definitely not one of my favorite stages. Not my least favorite.
Yeah, I can sort of see why Maypul would go here. You have to be really confident in like your offstage tether kills, and I don't think we've seen Fizzicist go for any of those yet. But if you can tether offstage and get kills with like fair and air, then this is honestly a really good Maypul stage. It's just that I don't think Maypul has like some of the sort of like fair spam edge guards a lot of characters have. Ooh.
Wow, that was a really good catch.
Yeah, for sure. Uppercut's a strong move.
I'm loving the Lily placements on the platform. Definitely showing that they can capitalize a lot off of the Lily wraps.
For sure. Oh no. That's so unfortunate. Like,
oh no.
they waited it out. They know it's coming, and they just still got hit by it. I've been there. It's buddy.
That's rough.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Hate to see it. Okay, we got the gear.
A lot of gear shenanigans.
Yeah. I don't think gear's bad on this stage either. I don't think it's like amazing, but I don't think it's bad.
I think Horn here probably would be a little bit funnier.
Horn,
Because it would just
yeah,
kill a lot more.
I would be going for Horn right now, I think. Especially because like I don't think ExSenpai is losing in neutral too much. Like, ooh, that's really rough.
What a forward smash.
Yeah.
Very long.
And then just get caught by it.
I've definitely been caught by it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really interesting how Fizzicist is just kind of circling. Oh,
Dang.
there goes your
That's real.
stock.
Yeah, no, you're kind of dead.
Fizzicist taking game 2. Very well done.
Yeah. Definitely a big change of pace from the previous game.
Oh yeah, definitely. Fizzicist definitely playing a little bit more patient this time around. Especially with the plat movement. It's kind of circle camping just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Next we have game 3. In 3, 2, 1.
Alright.
Tower.
That it is, yeah. I think the fact of the matter, okay, ExSenpai's been playing with gear a lot, and this is a really good gear stage. I think as a general with if you're not really sure like whether or not gear is going to be good on a stage, if it has a lot of platforms, it's probably a good gear stage. If it doesn't have a lot of platforms, it's probably not a good gear stage.
Abyss being an example of not a great gear stage, IMO.
Yeah, I think Abyss, like, gloves are gonna shut down most things, and Horn is just kinda gonna kill like it always does. So...
The thing I would see about learning Shovel Knight and getting better at the character is learning what kind of tools that you can... Oh, that is your stock. What what specific tool on what specific stage kind of works the best for you in that matchup?
Yeah. It can definitely get a bit complicated, but I think like you can go a long way with just a really basic flowchart in your head.
Mm-hmm.
Which is something that I know like personally worked really well for me. I think the other thing, like what's really important in my opinion about learning Shovel Knight is learning how to recover as him, because I think most people really overlook how good his recovery is at first.
Mixos are insane.
Yeah. We got the wrap here.
No up smash, surprisingly, when ExSenpai landed on that platform from Fizzicist.
Mm-hmm. Here you go, got the ferrets. Remember, as I said it before, and I'm sure I'll say it plenty of other times this stream, but remember to get your fair one timing down, because that's really important for Shovel Knight.
I agree.
Fair 2 and F tilt 2 are just like not. Oh, I guess I don't really know what F tilt 2 because F tilt's kind of weird, but fair 2 is like not nearly as good as fair 1.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right there. So that's a situation where like the recovery was just really sloppy. I think the early watch up on paper is good, but you have to do the up air right there.
Right.
You cannot just up be on the stage.
Definitely. When it comes to this game, there aren't any ledges, so you kind of have to make sure that your recovery is on par, just so you can kind of make it back to stage safely.
Yeah, ooh.
I love the dash back there from Fizzicist to try and capitalize there.
Yeah.
Great weight on that recovery.
Ooh, interesting, Heather. I have no idea if that was like something that should have worked, but it did work, so nifty. Yeah. ExSenpai not ready for the up air.
Ow! Double up air. Something we see a lot from other Maypul players. Game 3, going to Fizzicist here.
Yeah, there you got something going here.
Oh yeah, that's also something that I haven't seen from ExSenpai is the use of side B. Side B is a great. Would you say it's a great recovery tool?
Yeah, it is an excellent recovery tool. Side B is a contender for its best recovery tool in my opinion. Totally my opinion, but it's really good, and you're doing yourself a disservice for not using it. It's yeah. But like. It's mostly, like, I think the backbone of his recovery is, at least in my opinion, is side B and up air. So, learning how to use those two tools to aid in your recovery is, like, super duper important.
Oh, definitely.
And I don't think we've seen a whole lot of either of those. We also haven't seen, like, side B or bear in neutral too much. Mostly side view though. Like I think we've seen Bear, but we haven't seen very much side view, which I think is unfortunate because that move is still like really important.
Yeah, it allows you to mix up like your jump timing, and it's just very good. Alrighty, game
sure.
4.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Here once again.
Frozen Fortress.
And following my rule of thumb, this is not a bad. This is a pretty good gear stage.
I was thinking of this stage exactly during the Tower of Heaven game.
Yeah, I think honestly in this matchup I can see the stage being a little preferable. Like, at least from a very vague character perspective. From a player perspective, maybe not. I'm not entirely sure. But I do like this counter pick. I'm interested to see how it goes. Devin already going straight for the gear. One thing I do wonder, I think like a lot of SK players will kind of pick like one. Ooh, that's rough.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think like what I really want to see from more SK players is more diversity in what they buy. Because like I'll admit, the last two counter picks have been good gear stages, so I think it's understandable enough. But I also feel like we've seen like only gear buys this entire set, and I'm wondering if it's like maybe you need a different set of items to really mix up what you're doing and help you like formulate a new strategy. Because that's like something about Shovel Knight that I don't think gets explored nearly enough at like most levels of play is actually making full use of everything in the shop.
Definitely. They have been choosing Momentum Mail though, which is rather optimal.
Yeah, Momentum Mail is really good, just like all the time.
Ooh,
I think
Smash is definitely gonna get them punished.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a slight wait.
Yeah, just giving themselves a second to breathe here. Still definitely in it. And yeah, there we go.
Our first down smash kill the entire set. They've been going for the down smash kill so many times. I'm glad they finally got that.
It's one game one, but yeah, there's another one. Working out once again. That's just something you kind of have to learn, is just knowing how to throw yourself off stage and press the buttons in the way. Unlike
Learning
most people.
to not be afraid to go off stage is definitely how you're gonna unlock more about your character. And the up B.
Yeah, that was a good catch. Just gotta remember, you're heavy. You can hold out on a Maple Dash stack, I promise.
you won't die.
Yeah, especially not from center stage. Like you're gonna be okay, I promise. But it's somewhat understandable to be scared. Either way, it's gonna seal the deal.
Definitely.
So yeah, this just moves on to winners finals. Alright, so what do we got next here?